Hey guys, what is going on? Narcissus here from the Gaming Projects. So this video idea has been swimming around in my head for a while, and I have finally sat down to turn it into a reality. I'm going to cover 5 JRPG series that I both love and hate. Before we get started though, make sure to hit that subscribe button and give the video a like. The first one I'd like to start with is Pokemon, seeing as it's the world's biggest media franchise. Pokemon over the years has seen little change. When I was a kid, I loved it, but the repetition of the games eventually, after the third generation, lost my attention. I played titles later on like Leaf Green and Let's Go Eevee because of nostalgia, but no other games caught my attention until Pokemon Legends Arceus. This game completely flipped the original Pokemon formula on its head. I loved being able to move around in Pokemon battles, catching Pokemon without having to battle them, the open world feel of the game, and just so much more. It really opened the door for the future of the series. Now, I think Pokemon Scarlet and Violet kind of backtracked a little from Arceus on its quality of life improvements, but still, it's heading in the right direction in terms of new gameplay mechanics. Now, if only we could get Game Freak to improve the graphics and performance of the game, am I right guys? The Mana remakes will be the next one on this list. I played the Secret of Mana remake and felt bored. The visuals were dull, they didn't add any quality of life improvements, and I just felt disappointment in the quality of this game. When they announced Trials of Mana, I was a little hesitant. Square Enix provided us with a demo, and after playing the demo, I knew this game did it right. Visuals were perfect, gameplay was fun, combat is what an action RPG should be modeled after. In all honesty, Trials of Mana is the best remake, port, remaster, whatever you define them as. It was the best one I have played to date. I would actually define Trials of Mana as an underappreciated game. Talking about underappreciated games, let's talk about the Nier series. So at the end of 2018, beginning of 2019, I came across Nier Automata and picked it up because of how popular it is. High score on Metacritic, lots of people on the internet singing its praises. It seemed like it was some perfect game. And maybe it was for others, but wow, did it miss its mark for me. I did not like the shoot 'em up mechanics in the game. Combat was good, but enemy variety was really lacking. I didn't like how it was all machines for the most part. The plot twists were definitely interesting enough, but what really hurt the story for me was how psychotic all the androids and machines acted. I always admired machines and whatnot for their logic and reasoning, but machinery in this game was more psychotic than Charlie Sheen back in the 20-teens. Honestly, I think that's why a lot of people liked it, because they like seeing the dark psychoticness, but to me the game felt pointless. So needless to say, when Nier Replicant was announced, I decided not to get it. Nier just didn't seem like a series for me. Somehow, my mind was changed about trying it, and I am so glad I did. The story was vastly better. I didn't feel like I was playing a pointless game. There was purpose and hope in it. The characters were diverse and acted up at times, but never went truly crazy. Yeah, there was sadness and dark themes, but hope was never lost in the game. Combat was more fun because of the variety in enemies. Just all around, this game felt like a better experience. But people didn't really even talk about this game, leaving me, yet again, feeling like it was underappreciated. And on a side note, guys, don't try to look up Kaine's skirt and Replicant, or you might just get more than you bargained for.
Quit it.
Xenoblade Chronicles is an interesting series. I've played all the mainline games in the series, but have only beaten 1 and 2. So let's start with the bad, everyone. And you're gonna disagree, but Xenoblade Chronicles 1. The plot was all over the place. 1 minute people are dead, and then they turned into machines. Then magically, unbeknownst to me how they did it, they get turned back into humans again. Not to mention, people turn psychotic and go crazy. Lots of death and destruction. Seems like a common theme people like. The main character is so whiny, always questioning himself. Some could say that was his character development arc, but the arc took too long to finish and we all drowned everybody. It was awful. I wanted to reach in and slap the boy. But Xenoblade Chronicles 2, to me, was different. A little lighter than the original, or much lighter actually. It had comical moments in the story that made me grow attached to the characters. Number 2 definitely had some flaws like the gacha mechanic and the blade system, but overall I just love Xenoblade Chronicles 2. The game exploration and combat is just too similar to me in both games. Some say one is better than the other in those fields, but not really. They both play like an MMO. In Xenoblade Chronicles 1, the Seeing the Future mechanic to me got really old after a while, and it's really all I can say on that. So 2 is better than 1 just because the story seemed more consistent, even if most people will disagree. Finally, Final Fantasy is the last series on my list. This series has been all over the place with all sorts of play styles and explorable environments. Some people prefer the old games, some prefer the new. I like both. Final Fantasy 15 is one of my all-time favorite Final Fantasy games, and so is 9. Deep characters, wonderful world exploration, what's not to love. But some titles in this series really pale in comparison. I think most people can admit that Final Fantasy 13 fell short of a lot of people's expectations. The story was hard to follow, characters were lacking in depth, combat was interesting but way too drawn out, taking way too long just to get through random encounters. Not to mention, it's so linear. Like, damn dude, let me break off the beaten path for just a second, please. Also, I'm not a big fan of Final Fantasy IV, at all. I know this is a very popular title in the series, but never having a consistent party, the game taking you just all over the place like to the moon, and the difficulty spikes just left a bad taste in my mouth that I found not very enjoyable. Well guys, that is going to do it for my top 5 JRPG series that I love and hate. Leave me a comment what your top 5 JRPG series that you love and hate down below. While you're at it, don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell to stay notified on future videos, give the video a big thumbs up, come on guys, go give it a like, please, please, and until the next projects everyone, take it easy, I'm out.